Welcome to the Friday Roundup. It is Friday, December 16th, 2016, and today's topic is one that I'm very passionate about, and it's called The Power of Process. Hello everyone, I'm John Peterson with Divlari. Got a little statistic to share with you guys. About 80% of all small businesses fail, and about 20% succeed, and this is within the first 5 years or so. However, 80% of all franchises succeed and about 20% fail. So what's the difference? The difference is process. And there's a book recommendation I'm going to give you. It's at the top, near the top of our list, and it's called The E-Myth Revisited. That book will talk to you about franchises and how they're powerful and how you can use them in your small business. Now, if you're like me, you've been recommended a number of books, you found a number of books online, you probably have a reading list that's a mile long. And what got this on my reading list was a gentleman by the name of Bryce Finnerty. He and I had been working on a number of projects together, and he was, super organized and, had some processes in place as well. And, he recommended to me, he's like, John, you got to read the E-Myth. And so I put it on my list. And so, Bryce recommended it, put it on the list, it automatically kind of put it towards the middle there or so. Now, I had also been reading a book at the time too, and Bryce and I were chatting about it, The 4-Hour Workweek. So many of you have heard of The 4-Hour Workweek with Tim Ferriss, national or New York Times bestseller, incredible book. And at the end of his book, he recommended there's a section called The Fundamental Four. In that section was the E-Myth Revisited. So this book's starting to appear over and over. And at that, once Tim Ferriss recommended the book, that put it pretty close to the top of the list, but not over the top yet. And so I was doing some Google searches, I was searching online, and up came Sugar Ray's blog post. And I'd already known Sugar Ray because there's a group that I'm a member of called DFW SEM. That's the Dallas-Fort Worth Search Engine Marketing Association. They're a nationally well-known, incredibly awesome digital marketing association in the Dallas area, and Sugar Ray had come to speak in front of that group, and the whole place was just buzzing before she showed up. And so people were chatting about it, and they're like, hey, did you hear, Ray Hoffman-Dolan's coming to speak? And, the funny thing was she came, she spoke, and then afterwards everybody was still talking. Did you catch that session? Did you see Ray speak? And, obviously everybody looked up to her. So when I did that Google search, Sugar Ray's blog came up. I was like, that put me over the top. And so I read the book, and that particular blog post of hers was titled The 5 Books That Changed My Business Mindset. And that changed my business mindset as well. And franchises, you see, are all about processes. They've got, they've already figured out how to do it in one location, and they do it over and over and over. And the thing is, you don't have to be a franchise to implement these processes. You don't have to be a franchise to use processes. They can be used everywhere. They can be used for every business. They can be used internally. They can be used externally. They can be used front office. They can be used back office. Anywhere where you need to repeat something and make it better. And for us, we've got over 200 plus processes in place. And as a side benefit, something I didn't realize going into this is processes can be used to train staff, like obviously, right? Well, we hired an intern who knew nothing about what we did. He was familiar with digital marketing in general, but not specifics. So he knew the theory, but not the practice or the implementation of that theory. And he was able to jump in within a few days. He was cranking out great work. And within a few weeks, he was completely up to speed with very minimal intervention, very minimal training on our part. So we logged him in, set him up, boom. Incredibly empowering for new staff. Incredibly useful for existing staff because they don't have to spend as much time training the new guys. The other key area where processes help is with repeatability. If you want to make a certain area of your business better, write a process down. Put some very minimal reporting components to that process. It can be super simple, just copy stuff in a text file or a Word document with boom, this was done, boom, this was done, boom, this was done, just to show that it was done properly. And so I recommend highly having processes for anything you can think of, having some minimal reporting in those processes to show each part was followed and followed properly. That way there can be some accountability if something broke down with how that task was done. And it's something that's like a key part of our business. These processes are recipes that you can tweak over and over again. If you see something that wasn't understood properly, something that wasn't done properly, something that could have been done better, having a process in place is a recipe for success. Now, the power of process isn't just for small businesses, isn't just for big businesses, isn't just for businesses that build components, widgets, all sorts of stuff, cloud business. They're for every business. Whether you're a dentist, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're business services consultant, whatever. Power of process. Use it. Use it to propel your company to the next level. This has been John Peterson, and I am now signing off. I hope you have fantastic holidays, and thank you for watching the Friday Roundup.